G'day guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Wildkard. Thank you for watching the Wildkard Rugby Show. This is Super Rugby Review. This is the Blues versus the Hurricanes. This was the top of the table clash for potentially the minor premiership in Super Rugby at Eden Park in the heart of the All Blacks rugby. This was an absolute outstanding game of rugby. Truly worthy of the build that's going into this match. Except, why is the Hurricanes wearing the away jersey? I don't know. Someone please answer me. This will be the perfect opportunity with so many people watching this game. Perfect opportunity to sell some merch of the yellow jersey and the blue jersey. The Blues wearing their traditional jersey. I think it's kosher round or something. But I don't know why the Hurricanes decided to wear the Sharks jersey again. But hey, it doesn't matter. This game, going into this game, you do realize that both teams has done extensive research and homework on the opposition. Both teams has meticulously designed a game plan to try to exploit the weaknesses of the opposition whilst maximizing on their own strengths. So the Hurricanes, knowing that the Blues are going to come out with a power game, come out with a forwards game, and had decided to brought in an extra forward on the bench, whilst the Blues, knowing that the Hurricanes are going to be playing a lot of that kicking game, has really emphasized on the kicking quite a lot in this game. So the Blues actually probably overcommitted a bit too much on the kicking game, knowing that the Hurricanes has the better kicking, whereas the Hurricanes, knowing that the Blues are going to have the big four pack, big four dominance, has probably overcommitted in a sense with their four pack. In the end, I think that despite having that extra person off the bench, it wasn't the reason why the Hurricanes lost this match. Yes, why did the Hurricanes lose? Every week I come out and I talk about this, the importance of putting sustained pressure and not taking the 3 points when it's the easy option available to you. And the Blues did this exceptionally well this game. I knew, like, I had... I'm not a Blues supporter, but I respect the performance out of this Blues team. Like, seriously, this was impressive. And I could not, say anything about the heart, determination, and grit the Blues team showed this game. And I knew just before halftime, that the Blues was going to win this game. And they were down to 14 players due to a yellow card for a high shot on TJ Perenara. And Blues was 14 players down. Everybody, all over the world. The go-to playbook when you're down a player is to try to run the clock down. Let's just milk the clock down and let's just try to get 3 points on the board whenever we can and try to get our players back in full 15 and then let's play some rugby. Blue says no. We're gonna keep playing. We're gonna go with our bread and butter. We're not gonna relent. We're gonna keep our game plan, which is building pressure, building long-term fatigue into the opposition four pack, and play that power game. Play that control possession, because you know what? The best defense is actually an offense, right? The opposition cannot score tries if you got the ball. The opposition cannot score points if the penalty is given away inside the opposition 22. And the Blues knew exactly that. And also, if you're controlling the ball, if you're attacking, the clock is also running down too. Even if you don't score tries, if you don't score any points, if you don't, you are still going to be running the penalty clock down, the yellow card clock down. And the Blues did exactly that. But not only that, they got the penalty clock ran down, but they also scored a try during that 10-minute period. Absolutely controlling that 10-minute period to perfection. And yes, it would be very easy for the Blues just go, yeah, we're going to kick 3 points here. And then what? Immediately on the receiving end for 7 points, because the Hurricanes going to come out and camp inside your 22 with an extra play advantage, right? Giving the chance, the opportunity to play rugby to the opposition, and they will play. They will outplay you with an extra play on the field. And Blues did extremely well. And I knew at that point the Blues was gonna win this match. And also, the Hurricanes, in the second half, 56 minutes, decided to take the easy 3 points. The Hurricanes goal kicker, Cameron, was not that good. His conversions were missed a few. So in the second half, they swapped the kicker to Jordie Barrett. And then with that, that change, maybe that has given the players a little bit of a glimmer of easy way out. At 56 minutes, sure enough, they backed from Jordie Barrett on his goal kicking. They did decide to take 3 points there, which I thought, again, like I said, the pressure, building fatigue on the opposition, controlling the game is worth more than 3 points. And also the main thing is, if you take the 3 points at 56 minutes into the game, you are basically subconsciously signaling to your own team that we do not trust the forwards on their ability to set up a platform to score the tries. We do not trust our process to put this into a try. right? But if you like, to be honest, if you really like, if you go for the try, if you're good at what you're doing, if you trust your process, even if you don't get the try, you probably can get on a penalty in a better position to kick this one as well, and you've applied pressure. So the fact that he just went for the 3 points from pretty far out, and again, this is not Test rugby, and it's Test rugby is a bit of a different story, but like it's just really, it's really signal to the team players that they do not have the confidence on their own process. And sure enough, last 9 minutes of the game, Hurricanes desperate to score a try, and you can just tell that the fatigues kicked in. Hurricanes was not able to get over the advantage line, just in front of the try line, and eventually the defense, the Blues defense, pushed Hurricanes back. Losing 10 meters, ripping the ball out to win the game, just due to fatigue and due to and also and like this is what I was talking about, the lack of confidence in that process. They were in 5 minutes short on the try line, the Hurricanes. In the last, 81st minute on the clock, they need to score a try. Instead of going for that process of, what they normally would have done throughout the whole season, is a scrum in this situation. Right in front of the try line, 5 minutes short, this would be a scrum play from Hurricanes. 90% of the times this would be a scrum play. Even if they don't go the scrum, they go for the line out. If they feel like the line out is not that great, they should have gone for the scrum, because I know the Hurricanes had like hooker issues, but they didn't go for either of those options, especially the scrum option, which I was very surprised about. They went for the tap. And what happens when you take a tap? You're not getting any advantage out of the penalty. You just basically like, all right, let's just go with it. You're not tying up any amount of forwards in the ruck, not tying any amount of forwards in the scrum, not in the lineouts, not in the maul. And then sure enough, the Blues were able to set up to target down your crash, your pods, and then rushing up on defense, taking out your ball carrier behind the advantage line, way behind the advantage line, getting the turnover, winning the game. Like that is what I'm saying. Like you did not take the opportunity to back yourselves for the whole game when time counted, when you really needed to back. If you can't back yourself at 56 minutes in the game, right? How can you back yourself in your set piece at 81 minutes in the game? This is what I'm talking about, and that showed. The fact that it took a tap showed exactly. The Hurricanes lost confidence in themselves 56 minutes of in, and that has trickled down to the 81st minute. They had no confidence on their scrum. They had no confidence in their lineout. They took the wrong option to take a tap from their penalty, and the Blues won the game. That's what I'm talking about. Anyway, enough of that big long rant. Let's look at the match stats. 4 tries apiece, 417 run minutes, 379. The Blues really came back a lot more in the second half. The first half, the Hurricanes had like 2 tries spoiled back to back. It could have been pretty bad for the Blues. And 160 carries for the Blues, 114 for the Hurricanes. 8 turnovers for the Blues. Really well done. Again, Hurricanes every week, despite winning on like such a massive winning streak, every week their turnovers conceded were really high. That forwards at the breakdown pressure were just not there for the Hurricanes, especially against such a big physical 4-pack like the Blues. 153 tackles for the Blues, 14 missed tackles, 221 tackles for the Hurricanes, 23 missed tackles for the Hurricanes, 25 kicks in play for the Blues, Hurricanes 16. Despite having the much better kicking game, the Hurricanes was not really emphasizing on that kicking aspect of the game. 2 goals kicked, conversion missed by Cameron, which turned out to be the difference in points. The Blues did have 1 penalty right at the end, which just mathematically made sense to take that, before the Hurricanes, to make sure that the Hurricanes has to score a try instead of just taking 3 points. Jordie Barrett, like I said, 56 minutes, probably the decision that really led to the downturn of the game for the Hurricanes. 2 line-out loss for the Blues, 1 line-out loss for the Hurricanes. Scrum, there wasn't that many scrums. There was, what was his name? Numia. Was it Numia? Hang on, let me just have a look. The Hurricanes loose head prop. Xavier Numia had 2 basically 1 on his own feed, 1 on the opposition feed, 1 against Angus Tavo in the second half, and 1 against Renata in the first half. The scrum did collapse in both occasions, but it looked like to me that it was due to Numia pulling down the tight head prop on the Blues side, both on Tava and Renata. And that's what it looked like to me, because you can tell there's 2 indicators you can see. One is, because he's on the loose set side, one is you can see the drop of the elbow. That's an obvious one. But if he doesn't drop the elbow, the other one is drop of the shoulders. And you can see that in both occasions there was a drop in on the left hand side on the shoulder before Tava went down, before Renato went down in the first half, and both of them should be penalties against the Blues. And James Dolman completely got that wrong, in my opinion, in those scrum calls. I thought the Blues definitely should have got the scrum for being pulled down there for both of them. You can let me know your thoughts, because that's what it looked like to me. The indicators are pretty clear. The dropping shoulder and dropping elbow in both the scrums. One of them was just dropping in the shoulder, that the elbow was up. Obviously, Numia knew that dropping the elbow was a very obvious giveaway, but you can still tell the angling of the elbow downwards, the shoulder downwards is an indication of trying to pull the scrum down. In my opinion, you can have a look at it yourself and let me know your thoughts. Penalties conceded, 10 against the Blues. Sorry, 11 against the Blues, 10 against Hurricanes. There was one yellow card for an accidental high shot in a clean out. I think it was Akia Ioane that got a yellow card on a high shot on TJ Perenara. Now, let's go through the key moments of this match, make this quicker. Every week I try to make this quicker, but it seems to just get slower and slower. The Blues came out of the block extremely quickly. 3 minutes into the game, the Blues just, with that forward style, pounding in, crashing over, it looked like there was a try scored. Sorry, there was a really weird moment as well. It looked like the try, like the player went over the try line. The referee said held up, and then immediately went, "Oh, sorry, it's a try." And then the Hurricanes captain Shields was like, "Check it." And there was a double movement, and the referee's like, "No checking. The TMO will let me know if there's an issue." And then it was just utter confusion all over the place. What is going on? And then eventually the TMO did ring in and say, "Yeah, there was a double movement, no try." It was just horrendous. They have to really fix the TMO review process on try being scored, because nobody knew what's happening. No one on the field and the players knew what's happening. Why the try suddenly be given after the referee decision had said it was held up, and then it was just utter confusion everywhere. They need to clear that up, and really not good at all. Anyway, 5 minutes, there was penalty advantage. The Blues went for the line out, went for the maul, and just easy as that. Recatelli crashed short, and then Bryce Heem, pick and go, gets his try on the board. 7 points to nil. 7 minutes into the game, Hurricane strikes back immediately, basically from the kickoff. There was a penalty. They went for the line out. They went for the ball when center field. The ball came out to the the ball went to the short side. They crashed the ball. TJ crashed the ball, and then eventually Brad Shields crashed over for the try for Hurricanes. 7 points to 7. 23 minutes into the game, Sullivan looked like he pulled his leg, had to be taken off the field. Really, hopefully he's going to be okay. There was a 27 minutes in, the Blues had a penalty, again, right in front, easily kickable. They went for the lineouts, did not convert that into tries. 29 minutes in the game, Akia Ioane got sent off for a yellow card on TJ Perenara. After this, the Blues had plenty of opportunities to score 3 points. They opted to back themselves on the lineout, back themselves on the scrum, trying to get that yellow card back and trying to get the try on the board. But eventually, the Hurricanes, you can tell, the defense was just getting lazier and lazier, giving way of multiple offside penalties. And eventually, it took 36 minutes onto the clock before the Blues finally, after building 7 faces just in front of the try line, the ball popped out to the replacement for Zan Sullivan, Riley Higgins, and he went in for the try, 14 points to 15. It looked like TJ Perenara almost scored a try before this as well, but it wasn't to do so. Just before halftime, 41 minutes in the game, Hurricanes, like I said, got themselves back into the game before halftime. Really important score before halftime. They had a penalty, get the penalty for the 10-meter lineout. They were pounding, had a penalty advantage. Again, TJ Perenara tried to go for the try for himself, almost got that, and eventually the ball spread out. Massive overlap. The ball went out wide to Josh Morby into the corner. Oh, by the way, there was 2 tries saved by the Hurricanes. One against Ruben Love on the left wing, and then literally another one against Josh Morby on the right wing. getting pushed out just before the try line. So some really good defense there by the Blues in the first half. Second half, 45 minutes in, there was a penalty. Again, Hurricanes came out with a bit more urgency. There was a penalty. They went for the line out. Crash, pick and go. And eventually, Lakai, with no one in front, looked up. No one in front of the defense. Just ran for it. 17 points to 14. Hurricanes scored. There was a few 52 minutes into the game. Again, the Blues had a scrum penalty. They went for the line out. They went for the more. Immediately getting the penalty advantage. They had the more rolling towards the center of the field. And then they once again went to the blind side. Quickly switching to the blind side. Talea has just waiting there in the train tracks, getting the ball, dots the ball into the corner. 21 points to 17. And then 56 minutes in the game, this is where I felt that the Hurricanes lost the game. They had a penalty for offside and decided to kick 3 points. By the way, TJ Perenara is the king at milking penalties and really just getting that penalty, just really, literally milking penalties to players, on the ground, running into players. That was throwing the ball into players. That was offside and all that sort of stuff. 63 minutes into the game, the breakdown was just not clean. The Blues was able to just build a lot of momentum with a lot of pick and go. The Hurricanes was just not committing to the breakdown, to slowing the ball down at all. And eventually, Tarval picked up, went for the try. He looked like he was, double movement, because he looked like he was getting brought down. And then he powered his legs straight and went over the try line. The referee said the tackle was not complete when he decided to extend his legs. And, sometimes you might hear that referee say you can't propel yourself. It looked like he propelled himself, but the referee has determined that the propelling was not attempted, was not done after he was on the ground. It was done, whilst it was still being tackled. So the referee deemed that was okay. 28 points to 20. 67 minutes into the game, TJ Perenara extends his lead on top of the table as the highest try scorer in Super Rugby again. There was a 10-meter lineout for the Hurricanes. There was a drive, ball to the ground, and then the Perenara just looked up, picked and goes straight into the 10 channel. Too fast. The Blues defense was a little bit off guard here. 28 points to 27. 74 minutes in the game, the Blues working really hard at the breakdown once again, finding a penalty right in front of the goalpost, and Harry Plummer, 100% goal kicking, kicks this one, 31 points to 27. And finally, 80 minutes, like I said, Hurricanes really needed the score, tried to win this game, penalties after penalties. They go for the line out, and then again, not able to get through. The forwards are not able to just pound them through the try line. Eventually, they had another penalty. Then they lost confidence on their own scrummaging, lost confidence on their CPs, decided to tap and go. And sure enough, the ball went wide to Walker Liawere, and he was wrapped up by Tuanga Fasi. Yeah, you know that if a loose set prop that's been on the field for 80 minutes is able to wrap up your ball runner 10 minutes behind the gang line, you know that you made a wrong decision to take the quick tap there, and then the ball was ripped out by the Blues, kicked out, game over, 31 points to 27. Epic game of rugby. Let me know your thoughts, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you for watching my channel. Feel free to check out the merch and have a good day. I'll see you guys for the next game. Plenty to come today, and cheers.